boomers. Oh, sorry, didn't see you arrive. I've been playing my brilliant new SEGA Multi-Mega. What an ace piece of kit. I like it so much I've had it grafted onto my body. Only trouble is, when those lazy humans want to play a Sega Mega Drive or Mega CD game, I'm carried to the nearest power socket and plugged in. The perils of being such a useful droid. Okay, listen up. There's a lot to get through.
Oh, Mega Droid, you wonderful little tool. Previously on Sonic the Comic, after a fight with Knuckles the Echidna and Dr. Robotnik, Dr. Robotnik has been taken and captured by the Freedom Fighters. Good morning, Doctor. I hope you slept well.
I did, Porker Lewis. I had a dream about what I was going to do to you when I escape.
Robotnik was certain that his escape was inevitable, as Knuckles breaks from the ground. Hey, look at that! The weird Nike logo that Knuckles has on his chest is instead some sort of jewelry of sorts, like a shiny silver necklace. Robotnik has evaded capture from the Freedom Fighters, and now he knows where the base is, and he threatens to kill Porker Lewis unless Sonic hands over the Chaos Emeralds. Turns out that Dr. Robotnik had a homing device placed in his tooth, and that's how Knuckles was able to locate him with ease. Once Sonic hands over the ransom, he wastes no time getting to the tornado in order to make chase. Robotnik boasts that he has the Chaos Emeralds at last, and I think Knuckles is beginning to have suspicions about the good doctor's intentions. Once they arrive at the floating island, Knuckles gets ready for round 2. Just like last time, Knuckles has the home field advantage. He has access to all the booby traps he can use in the island. Knuckles is only diverting attention while Robotnik takes the Chaos Emeralds to the Chaos Emerald holding chamber. The Temple of Chaos! Because I guess since Sonic and Knuckles didn't release yet, they had to come up with a new name instead of Hidden Palace Zone. Legend says long ago that the 6 Chaos Emeralds were split into 12. And with the return of the terrestrial Chaos Emeralds, they will merge with the floating island Chaos Emeralds to become 6 Chaos Emeralds once more. And then Dr. Robotnik lets slip the illusion, and that he actually intended to use the now 6 Chaos Emeralds for his own nefarious deeds, super empowering him. He turns Tails into glass. However, Knuckles reveals that he, even though he was naive enough to believe that Sonic was a bad guy, he still kept Dr. Robotnik at arm's length, and revealed that he actually had the 7th Chaos Emerald, the Grey Chaos Emerald, which is also the Control Chaos Emerald. Knuckles uses the Control Emerald to strip Robotnik of the newly gained powers, restore Tails, and dispel Dr. Robotnik back down to the surface of Mobius. Knuckles reveals his wariness of the Doctor, and he knew that once the Chaos Emeralds were returned, he would show his true colors, and that's why he kept the 7th Chaos Emerald a secret. Ultimately, Knuckles has no vested interest in the war with the Freedom Fighters and Robotnik. And now that he has the Chaos Emeralds, of which he is sworn to protect, he returns to his duties. He remains on the island, for it is foretold that one day his people will return from the stars, and he will be waiting. But I don't think that will be the last we've seen of Knuckles the Echidna. And now, a brief intermission with the poster mag, which is set slightly before the story I just told you, so I should have done it first, but I forgot. Poster Mag 6, Marble Garden Menace. Ovi Kintobor has detected a new badnik on the surface of the Marble Garden Zone on the floating island. Because Tails is not around to take him up on the biplane, Sonic decides to take the Hyperspring, when he is then interrupted by Amy Rose, who hitches a ride on him. You do realize your extra weight could make me miss the island, don't you? I'll have you know I watch my weight. Upon landing on the Marble Garden Zone, they find themselves attacked by all sorts of enemies. Sonic decides to chastise Amy Rose for tagging along on the mission and for the insistence of calling themselves Sonic's girlfriend, only for Amy Rose to show off and save his life. Having a crossbow as a weapon is handy. They learn of the new threat, the Combinic, which honestly sounds cool. It is a combination of 3 different Badniks. Once they take the fight underground to locate the Combinik, you can clearly see that it's based off of the mini-boss from the Marble Garden Zone, which I guess is a nice inspiration. Upon chasing it back onto land, the only way to defeat it is to get it stuck in the mud. At that point, it just... The mud makes it explode. I don't get why. Tails arrives on the tornado, and they make haste to their getaway hideout. And look, there's Knuckles with a thought bubble. Again, this was set before the story I just showed you, so pretend I did that earlier. Returning to the story at hand, issue 37, Robotnik's Revenge. The Freedom Fighters seem to be relocating their base of operations because previously Robotnik was held prison there and managed to escape, so he now knows the location. They're trying to transfer Dr. Kintobor's AI into a ring so that they can transport him safely. But now Robotnik has arrived at the base with the big arms, the best boss from Sonic 3 with the best theme. I will take no questions at this time, Your Honor. And Johnny Lightfoot is still pushing the Sonic the Hedgehog merchandise. Elsewhere, Knuckles returns to the launch base zone to destroy the influence that Dr. Robotnik had on the region, and intends to destroy the Death Egg from the face of the island. Sonic and Johnny Lightfoot need to buy for time in order to get Kintobor into the magical ring to transport the AI. Robotnik came personally for some personal revenge, and his big arms has proven a match for the mighty Hedgehog. If Sonic can't destroy the machine, he instead opted to bury it underneath rubble. With Kintobor finally on the ring, they can finally escape, but the exits are sealed and they are trapped in the facility. Robotnik calls Grimer in order to learn the status of the Death Egg. Don't worry, sir. He was surprised by a Badnik patrol. He's dead. It was rather messy, as a matter of fact.
Dead, eh? That reminds me. I have a certain blue hedgehog to take care of. This won't take long. I should be back at the launch base within the hour.
Was that all right?
Yes, Grimer, that was all right. With all the exits sealed from the base, they'll have to fight their way out. But it's no match. The machine is still completely indestructible against Sonic's spin attack. But then, Deus Ex Machina. The ceiling cracks, and Knuckles emerges from the ceiling, destroying the glass in a swift punch.
Knuckles, Grimer told me you were dead.
He told you what I wanted him to, Robotnik.
With a tag team match, they quickly dispatched the Badniks and Dr. Robotnik's machinery. I guess Knuckles wasn't exactly telling the truth when he said that he had no vested interest in the war. They get to the surface, but all the Badniks follow suit. All hell breaks loose, and it is a fight of the ages. Reinforcements are inbound, so they make haste. Sonic and the rest of the gang get to the rendezvous site with Tails and Amy, and hide inside a traveling circus. Inside the carriage, they evade detection from the Badnik enemy forces. The troopers tell them to move along, and they quickly make their way to the mountains. The Freedom Fighter base is no more, and now they are on the lam. Okay, well, that's the main stories. All that's left is the Tails story, The Zone Runner, which is a play on Blade Runner. I've never seen Blade Runner. Someone tell me how the film goes, please. Tails, Zone Runner, and the Flock, Part 1. Back in the chemical plant zone, the Megamac is attacking Sonic's speed sneakers. Tails tries to offer Sonic an airlift, but the stubborn hero of the story instead decides that running at high speeds will dislodge the Megamac from his shoes. A dry clean. Sonic and Tails take the tubes, but a stray bullet hits the control panel, which then splits up Sonic and Tails. So Tails is taken on his own adventure. Tails finds himself in the control room, and the robot in charge of the facility intends to flood the zones around the chemical plant zone with the Megamac. The robot is identified as Nuts and Bolt.
Get it? It's like nuts and bolts. Get it?
Tails asks where Sonic is gone, and Nutzan is horrified. The S word? He said the S word. That's right. He said shit. And now Tails is in danger. I don't like the way that Roberto Corona draws Sonic in this, because that is rough, but the way that Nuts and Bolt is drawn is magnifique. Robotnik ain't too half bad too. Before Nuts and Bolt can attack Tails, a flashbang envelops the area, and Tails is pulled into the sewers, and he is rescued by a Zone Runner. What's a Zone Runner? It's someone who travels to the zones of Mobius fighting against Robotnik and his badniks. Which is an incredibly simple and broad explanation. Like, most people would be Zone Runners if they just, left their native zones once in a while. I guess even the ones that aren't Zone Runners would be like the ones that just stay at home watching the TV and fighting against Robotnik from his phone. The Zone Runner is named Saab, the leader of the flock.
Get it? Like a flock of sheep? Yeah.
The chemical plant zone was built upon where the flock's home used to be. Saab gives Tails a trench coat and then leads him to the Zone Runner hideout, as Tails is now an honorary member of the Zone Runners, because again of the whole overly simplified explanation for their origin. Saab brings Tails to the flock in order to notify the flock about Nuts and Bolt's plan to flood every surrounding zone with the Megamac. It seems that most of Tails' solo stories is he just winds up in a bad situation where, like, Sonic would have been a better hero and Tails is just there by the cause of circumstance. After opening the door with the microputer, a bomb explodes from a nearby spiny badnik. The flock try to take a floater, but Tails misses the floater. What a tragic waste to that brave Zone Runner. Of course, everyone doesn't seem to know that Tails has the ability of flight. We don't even know how Tails can fly. He uses Tails as a propeller and they don't get tangled into each other for some reason. It was a fortunate thing that Tails wasn't on the floater because the stabilizers are off and only Tails has access to the button. The flock and Tails managed to reach the barrier of which the Megamac is going to flood into the surrounding zones, destroying the environment. Joining Nuts and Bolt is... Hello, baby. What is that? Some sort of sexy fox horse dog thing? Just got on a sports bra and some cargo pants. Hello, beautiful. Sorry for that, I don't get out much. The battle commences, but they nearly destroy the barrier in the process. And Nutzan confuses to be irritated at Tails' use of the S word. Tails finally remembers how to use his microputer and uses it to close the door. And it closes on Nutzan's head. And then it opens. And then it closes. And it just smashes off Nutzan's head. Wheels sprouting out from the head, and he just drives away like a little idiot. The explosions from Nutzan earlier melted the robots surrounding the facility, which has caused them to melt into the crack, thereby stopping any of the Megamac from leaking into the surrounding zone. Tails explains how killing Nutzan, decapitating Nutzan was more of an accident, but they call him modest, just like everyone else that encounters Tails. Tails slides down off the wall, finds Sonic, and Sonic thinks he was just goofing off for a little bit. Sigh. And that is every story within these issues and the poster mag that I read. Thanks for dropping by, and this will be a pretty hefty sized episode because of my poor planning. Thanks for coming around, everyone. Wait a minute, doesn't Blade Runner have like robots and stuff? Where are the robots in this? Well, not like robots, I mean like Android, Android. Replicants, I believe that's what they're called. I mean, where the hell were the clone people? I really need to watch those movies.